Right now, somewhere near you, there's a person who looks completely ordinary. Same aging car, same modest home, same inexpensive clothes. If you passed them at a grocery store, you probably wouldn't look twice. But hidden behind that ordinary life could be a net worth of several $1,000,000. And almost nobody knows. Not their neighbors, not their coworkers, sometimes not even members of their own family. Because the moment people discover you have money, everything changes. And here's what's strange. Some people spend years trying to look rich. Others spend years trying not to look rich. Guess which group usually ends up wealthier? Picture this. A man walks into the same local diner every Tuesday morning. Same faded jacket, same worn-out pickup truck. The waitress has served him coffee for over a decade. She assumes he's just another retiree living an average life. What she doesn't know is that he's sitting on an investment portfolio worth millions. That story sounds unusual. It isn't. The wealthiest people are often the hardest to identify because real wealth and visible wealth are completely different things. Visible wealth is designed to attract attention. Real wealth is designed to create freedom. One gets photographed, the other quietly compounds. Most people never learn the difference. They're taught that success should be visible, a nicer car, a bigger house, a lifestyle that proves they're moving up. But the people who build lasting wealth often play a different game entirely. They focus less on looking successful and more on becoming successful. That creates an advantage most people never see. When nobody knows what you have, nobody creates expectations around it. You make decisions based on logic instead of pressure. You invest without needing approval. You grow without performing for an audience. The less attention your money attracts, the easier it becomes to protect. Because something interesting happens when people start seeing you as wealthy. They stop reacting to who you are. They start reacting to what they believe you have. And that's where many financial problems quietly begin. But other people's expectations aren't actually the biggest danger. The biggest danger is much closer than that. It's inside your own mind. Because the moment you start talking about your goals, your brain can begin rewarding you before you've accomplished anything. The strangest part is this. The biggest threat to your future success usually isn't criticism, jealousy, or pressure from other people. It's the moment your own brain starts believing you've already made it. That single mistake has quietly destroyed more goals, fortunes, and ambitions than most people realize. Most people never realize the exact moment they begin sabotaging their financial future. Because the damage often happens before they spend a dollar, before they make a bad investment, before they take on debt. It starts the moment they start talking. Think about how often you've seen this happen. Someone announces the business they're going to launch, the fitness transformation they're about to begin, the book they'll finally write, the money they're determined to save. Everyone applauds. Everyone supports them. Everyone says they were going to crush it. Then 6 months later, nothing. The goal quietly disappears. Not because they weren't capable, not because they lacked intelligence, because talking about the future gave them part of the reward that achievement was supposed to provide. And that's where things get dangerous. Imagine two people. One spends 6 months telling everyone about the life they're building. The other spends 6 months saying almost nothing. At the end of the year, only one of them has a growing investment account. Only one has actual progress. The difference wasn't talent. The difference was where they got their satisfaction. One got it from results, the other got it from recognition. Your brain is surprisingly easy to fool. The moment people praise your ambition, your mind receives a small emotional reward. You feel productive, you feel committed, you feel like progress is already happening, even when nothing has changed. That's why the world is full of people celebrating futures they never built, receiving applause for goals they haven't achieved, talking about outcomes that never arrive. Meanwhile, the people making real progress are usually too busy working to announce it. The quietly wealthy understand this instinctively. They don't chase recognition. They don't need constant encouragement. They focus on the process instead of the audience. While everyone else is describing the future, they're quietly creating it. But the psychological trap doesn't stop there. Because the moment you share a goal, something else happens. People start responding to it. Not because they're trying to hurt you. Most people aren't trying to stop you. They're trying to justify their own choices. And sometimes the easiest way to do that is convincing you to make the same ones. You'll hear things like, "Come on, enjoy yourself. You can start investing later. You're working too hard. One purchase won't matter." The advice sounds harmless. Sometimes it's even well-intentioned. But over time, those tiny influences add up. That's why the early stages of a goal are so fragile. Think of wet concrete. Before it hardens, anyone can leave fingerprints on it. Once it sets, nobody can change its shape. Goals work the same way. Expose them too early, and every opinion leaves a mark. Protect them long enough, and they become difficult to break. Once you understand that, something surprising becomes obvious. The people who build serious wealth don't look the way most people expect. In fact, if you met many of them in everyday life, you'd probably walk right past them without noticing. A man pulls into a grocery store parking lot in a 12-year-old sedan. The paint is faded. The seats are worn. Nothing about the car attracts attention. He steps out wearing a plain jacket and walks inside. Nobody looks twice. Nobody pulls out a camera. Nobody assumes they're looking at a millionaire. What they don't know is that he has more invested than many people will earn during their entire careers. And that's the first thing most people misunderstand about wealth. The people who look rich and the people who are rich are often playing completely different games. One is trying to display success. The other is trying to build it. One of the fastest ways to spot someone trying to look wealthy is to examine what they drive. Ironically, one of the hardest ways to spot someone who is wealthy is also to examine what they drive. Because financially successful people often see cars differently than everyone else. Most people view a vehicle as a statement. The quietly wealthy view it as transportation, a tool, nothing more. And that difference creates a massive gap over time. Imagine two neighbors. One upgrades his SUV every 3 years. The other keeps driving the same reliable vehicle for a decade. 10 years later, one has memories of monthly payments. The other owns investments that have been quietly growing the entire time. The difference isn't visible at first, but compounding rarely is. That's why one of the most important truths about money is also one of the simplest. Spending is what leaves your pocket. Wealth is what stays. The same pattern appears in housing. Most people think every financial upgrade improves life, but every upgrade comes with an invisible bill. Not just money, attention, maintenance, responsibility, stress. A larger home doesn't simply cost more to buy. It costs more to maintain, more to repair, more to furnish, more to worry about. The quietly wealthy understand this. That's why many of them live comfortably rather than extravagantly. They're not trying to maximize appearances. They're trying to maximize freedom. Nowhere is that difference more obvious than when income starts increasing. Most people receive a raise and immediately raise their lifestyle. A better car, a better vacation, a bigger mortgage, a more expensive version of everything. 5 years later, they're earning twice as much, yet somehow they're still waiting for payday. The quietly wealthy take a different approach. When income rises, investments rise first. Lifestyle follows slowly. That's how wealth quietly separates itself from income. Perhaps the biggest surprise is how they actually spend money. Not on status, on leverage. They'll think carefully before buying a luxury watch, but they'll spend thousands to save hundreds of hours because they understand something most people never consider. Money compounds, but time compounds too. They invest in health, in learning, in expertise, in convenience, anything that gives them more productive years, more energy, or more freedom. For years, people saw him almost every day. The same routines, the same habits, the same ordinary life. He drove an aging car. He wore clothes that looked years out of date. Nothing about him suggested wealth. If you passed him on the street, you probably wouldn't have remembered him 5 minutes later. Neighbors saw a quiet man living a simple life. Coworkers saw an ordinary worker. Friends saw someone who never talked about money. There were no luxury purchases, no expensive hobbies, no signs that anything unusual was happening. His life looked completely average, year after year, decade after decade. Then one day he died, and that's when the story changed. As the paperwork was reviewed and his financial records were examined, an astonishing picture began to emerge. The quiet man everyone thought they knew had accumulated a fortune worth millions, not hundreds of thousands. Millions. People who had known him for years thought there had been a mistake. Some assumed the numbers belonged to someone else. Others simply couldn't reconcile the fortune on paper with the man they remembered. How could someone who looked so ordinary leave behind so much? The answer wasn't a secret business. It wasn't a lottery ticket. It wasn't a lucky break. In fact, that's what makes the story so powerful. There was nothing dramatic about it. No overnight success, no headline-making moment, no sudden explosion of wealth. Just thousands of ordinary decisions repeated over a very long period of time. While other people were spending to signal success, he was quietly buying ownership. While other people upgraded lifestyles, he accumulated assets. While other people focused on appearances, he focused on patience. The difference wasn't visible, at least not at first. That's the thing about wealth. For years, it can look like nothing is happening. Then one day the results become impossible to ignore. Perhaps that's the most important lesson hidden inside this story. For decades, people mistook financial discipline for financial struggle. They saw what he drove. They saw what he wore. They saw what he spent. But they never saw what he owned. The richest person in the room is often the one nobody notices, because real wealth rarely announces itself. It grows quietly, patiently, out of sight. Eventually, something begins to change inside people who understand this. They stop viewing money as a tool for status. They start viewing it as a tool for freedom. Freedom to choose where they work. Freedom to choose how they spend their time. Freedom to walk away from situations they no longer need to tolerate. Freedom becomes the goal, not attention, not approval, not appearances. Freedom. Most people don't lose financially because they earn too little. They lose because every time they get ahead, they accidentally reset the game. A raise arrives, a bonus arrives, a promotion arrives, and instead of increasing freedom, they increase expenses. The scoreboard changes, but the game stays exactly the same. The quietly wealthy avoid this trap by following a handful of simple rules. Not complicated rules, not secret rules, just rules that most people ignore. Rule 1. Protect your goals. Most goals are strongest when they're private. The moment you announce a goal, people start giving opinions. Some encourage you, some doubt you, some unintentionally pull you off course. The quietly wealthy understand that goals are like wet concrete. Before they harden, every fingerprint changes the shape. Build first, explain later. Rule 2, automate your wealth. Most people think wealth is built through discipline. Often it's built through systems. Imagine two people earning the same income. One manually decides every month whether to save. The other has money automatically invested the day they get paid. 10 years later, the system usually beats motivation. Because motivation has bad days. Systems don't. Rule 3, let income rise faster than lifestyle. This is where most financial journeys break down. A person earns more, then immediately spends more. A bigger car, a bigger payment, a bigger lifestyle. 5 years later, they're earning twice as much, yet somehow they're still counting down the days until payday. The quietly wealthy do the opposite. When income rises, investments rise first. Lifestyle follows slowly. That's how wealth begins separating itself from income. Rule 4, buy freedom, not status. Most purchases fall into one of two categories, things that impress people and things that improve life. The quietly wealthy rarely confuse the two. They'll spend money to gain time, to reduce stress, to improve health, to increase options, because they understand something most people overlook. The ultimate luxury isn't ownership, it's control. Control over your time, control over your schedule, control over your decisions. Rule 5, think in decades. Most people dramatically overestimate what they can achieve in a year and dramatically underestimate what they can achieve in 20. Wealth rarely arrives in dramatic bursts. It arrives through thousands of small decisions that nobody notices. That's why patience is such a powerful advantage. Most people quit before compounding has a chance to reward them. The quietly wealthy stay long enough to collect the reward. And here's the strange part. None of these rules are really about money. Money is just the scoreboard. The real prize is something else. Freedom. Freedom to walk away from work you hate. freedom to ignore bad opportunities, freedom to spend time with people you actually care about, freedom to make decisions without fear. That's why the ultimate sign of wealth isn't what you buy. It's what you no longer need. You no longer need approval. You no longer need validation. You no longer need strangers to believe you're successful. Because the moment you stop performing success, you can finally start enjoying it. And that's the irony. The people most obsessed with looking wealthy are often the furthest away from financial freedom, while the people who quietly build freedom rarely feel the need to prove anything at all. The game was never about looking rich. It was about owning your future. Most people spend their lives chasing appearances. A few spend their lives building options. Years later, the difference becomes impossible to hide. And by then, the people who built quietly no longer care who notices, because they already have what everyone else was trying to buy.